lie awake at night, wondering why a circle has 360 degrees. Why not 200? Why not 1,000? You're not alone. In this video, we're going to do something about it.
Welcome to today's video. We need to find something better to replace these degrees with. So first we have this unit circle right here with a couple of coordinates, a couple of angles in them, angles still in degrees, and we know that the radius of a unit circle is 1. Doesn't matter where you draw the radius, it's all 1. First let me get rid of these coordinates and these angles. You know them already, so let's get rid of them, and we see that the point is walking along the circle circumference in a positive direction. It's walking a distance of exactly 1. Now if you walk a distance of exactly 1, so 1 radius on the circle, then you can say that the angle alpha is 1 radian. If we continue walking on the circle by again a distance of 1, we have covered now an arc length of 2, or twice the radius on the circle circumference. And the corresponding angle is 2 radian. By using radians, the angle is not expressed in any arbitrary degree number anymore, but the angle is expressed in terms of distance you traveled on the circle circumference. So now angle and arc length are directly related. It'll take some time to get used to this, but it'll be worth it. Again, we're going 1 radian further and we're almost half circle, but not quite. The angle is now 3 radians. But there is a small fraction left here, and this fraction is 0.14159. This is how many radians are missing to complete the full 180 degrees. So if we have this 3 plus this tiny fraction, then we would have the 180 degrees. Or put it like one number, 3.14159, and so on. Radians is 180 degrees. This looks a bit difficult, and nobody's going to write this number completely every single time they're doing a calculation. So let's give this entire number a different name. We call it pi. Pi is the number corresponding to the amount of radians you need to traverse to get to half a circle or 180 degrees. Pi radians is 180 degrees. Now here's an example how easy it is to understand. If this point is traveling exactly half a circle, it has been traveling this distance. And this distance is 3.1415 and so on. This distance is pi. But now also the angle is pi radians. It's basically the same. So pi radians is 180 degrees. We've seen it already in the previous slide. And usually if you use pi, radians are understood. So you often also see pi is 180 degrees, even though more accurately would be to write pi radians every single time. But who does that, right? Okay, but pi is now also the distance you traveled on the unit circle circumference. Here's exactly the same, but then for the full circle, the point is continuing in a positive direction, completing the full 360 degrees, or, to put it differently, completed a length of 2 pi on the unit circle with a corresponding angle of 2 pi radians. Again, just as in the previous slide, you see 2 pi radius equals 360 degrees, but you often see 2 pi is 360 degrees. So 2 pi is now also the distance traveled on the unit circle circumference. Next, we're going to have a look at a couple of examples calculating between radians and degrees. So here's the first one. How many degrees are 1 radian in 1 decimal? Alright, so the angle is 1 radian, and we know that pi radians is 180 degrees. Now if we divide both sides of this equation by pi, we can see how much degrees is 1 radian. So here's 1 radian is 180 degrees divided by pi. Pi is just a number, so you can put this in your calculator and then you would get 57.3 degrees. So 1 radian is 57.3 degrees. Here's the next example. How many radians are 241 degrees in 1 decimal? Again, we start at the same point that we already know. Pi radians is 180 degrees. Now first we would like to know how many radians is 1 degree. So in order to get there, we need to divide both sides by 180, and then we would get 1 degree is pi divided by 180 radians. If you put this in your calculator, you would get 0.01745 and so on radians. Now we need to know how much radians are 241 degrees. Then we simply multiply this number by 241, and then we would get 4.2 radians. Now you only need to know these two expressions to calculate any conversion between degrees and radians. Here are the numbers to go with it, and for any example you can imagine, just fill the numbers out. So for instance, 112 degrees, you would just have to type 112 times pi divided by 180, and then you would have the radians. Similarly, minus 7/3 radian is minus 7/3 times 180 degrees divided by pi. That's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, hope you liked it. Please leave a like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.